Now that we've created a sale, let's see what happened in the general ledger system and in bookkeeping. So let's close the sales screen and click on the menu bar on GL for general ledger and click on assets and liabilities. Now you can see we still are minus $200 in the bank. We have a bank payment due of $9,000. That's because it was a finance deal. You're going to receive a check from the bank. Now you notice auto parts and recon and inventory have gone to zero. And that's because when these expenses were first brought into the system, the vehicle wasn't sold. But when the vehicle was sold, it took them out of current assets and moved them to cost of goods sold. But if you double click on the line, you can still see that there's a bill here from Denbusters and one from CarQuest. However, they both show that they're paid, and that's because they've been moved out of current asset. If you double click on Dentbuster, it'll bring up where the expense came from. It was a vehicle expense, and you could modify it if necessary. So let's close that down, and let's close down the drill down. Now you also notice there's $500 of undeposited funds from the deposit we collected. There's still an accounts payable of $5,065. And we also now have a current liability for the taxes from the sale that we just created. So let's close this down and go to General Ledger Profit Loss. Now here you see the numbers from the sale, the sales price, other fees, prep and handling, and the recording fees. We also here have auto parts and recon expense now as a cost of goods sold, as we do for the purchase price of the vehicle, plus the recording fee cost. Now again, we can double click and drill down, and we can double click on this line and drill down, and we get back to the vehicle expenses, and again we can modify it if necessary. So let's close that down. And then you also notice you have the recording fee of $17.20 here. You can double click on that and double click on that again, and it'll take you back to the sale from which this fee came from, and you'll find it under costs. And this was automatically entered because on the lot setup we entered a recording fee of $17.20 and a cost for the recording fee of $17.20. And the same is also true if you click on the sales price, on the sales of the vehicle, other fees, etc. You can drill down on everything, and it'll go down to the sales record. Now let's go to bookkeeping. Now under deposits, remember we collected $500, and it drops down the account, all the bank accounts available. We only have one, so let's click that, and then we can deposit the money. And let's say we deposit everything that's in there and check everything. There might be 10 deposits available. So with deposit selected, it allows you to tell the system where the deposit came from. Vehicle sales, for example, in this case. When we post the deposit, and it'll print a summary of the deposit, and it'll list all the receipts involved in this particular deposit. Now let's go to accounts payable. As you can see, we still have $65 CarQuest payment and $5,000 to Mannheim, and we can pay that now. Let's just pay the CarQuest bill. We can go and also select the vendor. Let's say we just want to pay the CarQuest bills, and this will pull up all the bills that are there for CarQuest in case you pay at the end of the month. Then you can select the bills globally and deselect them all, or you can go and select each individual bill separately. You then say pay selected bills. It brings up a check, and we post that check. And it sent the check to the printer automatically, and it also printed up a summary sheet of all the invoices that were paid with this check.